What's up, Juventini? Juve tried to say some more goodbyes yesterday, but the aftermath today is what leaves us all surprised. And yes, it has to do with our Champions League list, which we will review. Then the era of Gatti. Is that what we are entering? Juve ready to clamp down, but did they take a big gamble on this player going into the season? We're going to look at the latest status updates and details on Gatti. And then, of course, players leaving for international duty. But what is going to be happening at Continassa this week? I'm Berto. This is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's September 3rd. Let's rock with the news. And on this day, first and foremost, 35 years ago, we said goodbye to the one and only Gaetano Scirea. And yes, this man won everything possible and imaginable, was a stalwart at Juventus. And I remember interviewing Roberto Bettega on this channel, and his words stuck with me forever, as he pretty much made it evident that Scirea became synonymous with Juventus. And in Bettega's words, he says, when I think of Juventus, I immediately think of Scirea, because Scirea is Juventus. So gone, but never forgotten, to our one and only legend. All right, now with the news yesterday, Thiago Giallo, we say goodbye to him as he heads out to Porto on loan, a dry loan and only for this season. We also worked on trying to say goodbye to Kostic. There was interest from Saudi Arabia as well as Besiktas and Galatasaray from Turkey, but he apparently has rejected everything in order to stay at Juventus. Now, when it comes to Artur, there wasn't much of a push at all to try and say goodbye. There were some rumblings that we were trying, but I question how hard we tried to push. Now today, in the aftermath of all of this, Artur finds himself on the Champions League list. Kostic does not. So is Kostic actually getting reintegrated, or does it mean he will be reintegrated and just not on the Champions League list? And Artur finds himself, because of safety in the midfield, which is evident is going to be very, very important for Motta's system. Even through 3 games, we can see and determine just how important the midfield is. Hey, time will tell, all right? But as far as your Champions League list, yes, Artur is on it, Kostic is not. The list, A-list, is as follows: Perin, Bremer, Gatti, Luca, Danilo, Conceição, Cope Miners, Vlahovic, Gonzalez, Milik, Kalulu, McKennie, Adzic, Artur, Thuram, Fagioli, Weah, Pinsolio, Douglas Luiz, Cambiaso, Di Gregorio, and Cabal. Your B-list is for U21s, and that is going to be Yildiz, Angeli, Savona, Dafara, Rauhi, and Imbangula. That is your Champions League list for Juventus in the 24-25 season. For Artur, look, as a safety net, a complete use in case of emergency scenario, it is what it is. It won't hurt, all right? But the salary, it would have been nice to get that off the books. But let's see if we actually do utilize this player, or both he and Kostic. But that's the latest there. Now we get to Gatti. So when it comes to Gatti, Juve is set to extend. They are one step away from finalizing this extension to 2029. He is going to get a salary somewhere around 2.3 million euros, so an increase for the player. His current contract expires in 2028, so they're looking to extend it 1 year, but give him a boost in pay. He has become the captain, to many surprise, starting off the 24-25 season. Now, when it comes to the play, they have found some rhythm through 3 games. We've only allowed 1 shot on target against Roma. In the first 2 games, we only allowed 1 shot on target. That's 2 shots on target allowed in the opening 3 matches. That is 3 straight clean sheets to start a season. First time since 2015 season. Now, in terms of what we passed up in the summer, we turned down bids of around 25 million euros for Gatti to remain. That would have seen us get a capital gain of somewhere around 20 million euros, which would have been a healthy amount of capital to go after another player. Maybe a ball-playing CB, which some of us are starting to question if that is going to hurt us throughout the season as the season continues, all right? So did Juve take a big gamble on Gatti by passing up that deal? Hey, he started off the season fantastic, and maybe all this faith and them clamping down on him has given him the boost he needs. So far, he looks much more solid and reliable than he did in his first couple seasons of action with Juventus, all right? So for me, I like the guy. I'm rooting for him, but time will tell if they took a bit of a gamble. But how do you feel about Gatti so far and moving forward with him in this era of Gatti? As it appears, he is set to be our captain for the 24-25 season. We might just all be living in Gatti's world right now. Hit me with your thoughts in the comments. All right, now as far as international break, it is upon us. Well, Gatti is going to be joining the Azzurri, as well as Cambiaso and Fagioli. Yildiz will go on international duty with Turkey. We have Danilo with Brazil, Nico Gonzalez with Argentina, Cabal with Colombia, all right? And as far as U21 international duty, Savona will take part, in Bangula with Belgium, and then, of course, Rohi with Sweden. And as far as what's going down at Continassa this week, there is no rest for the wicked, all right? Malta announced yesterday the training was going to be intense going throughout this week. They're working steady. All right, and you see the international duty. We've got some key names that are not heading out. That means they get to integrate into this system with Malta, which will bode well for us. As when we come out of international duty, we are going to have a stern test facing Empoli, but then your first Champions League game, and then Napoli on the follow-up, all right? That is going to be a first true test of multiple competitions heading in for this Juventus, and I can't wait for it, all right? That's your news break to today. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC army, all right? But my favorite part, let's mix it up in the comments. What do you think about all your Juve news today? Let's mix it up till tomorrow. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.